Bonus episode number 3, days 11 through 15. Holding steady in the middle. I'm Avery, and welcome to Daily Grace. This season, we're walking through a series called Trust, a steady return to God. Today, we are pausing for a quiet recap. Take a slow breath. Let your shoulders soften a little. There is nothing to accomplish in this moment, just a small space to breathe. Over the last several days, we have been walking through a part of the journey that is not always easy to name, the middle. Not the beginning of rebuilding trust, and not the place where everything suddenly feels clear, just the middle. The place where strength can feel thin, where disappointment may still linger quietly, where life keeps moving forward even when your heart is still catching up. Many people expect trust to return quickly, as if one decision, one prayer, or one hopeful moment should make everything steady again. But that is rarely how trust grows. Trust grows quietly, often in ways we barely notice at first. It grows in the small choice to stay present when walking away might feel easier. It grows in the moments when you keep showing up for your life, even when your heart feels tired. And sometimes it grows in the simple act of continuing to hope, continuing to pray, continuing to believe that God is still near. These past few days have reminded us that difficult seasons do not mean God has stepped away. They often mean we are walking through the part of the story where growth is happening quietly. The kind of growth that does not make much noise, but slowly strengthens the roots of our faith. Sometimes we wish strength could arrive like a sudden wave, clear, powerful, easy to recognize, but more often, strength arrives differently. It arrives as patience, as quiet endurance, as the willingness to stay when things are still uncertain. Strength can look very ordinary. It can look like getting up again tomorrow. It can look like breathing through a difficult moment instead of trying to escape it. There's a verse that gently reminds us of this steady kind of strength. In Isaiah 40:31, we read, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength." Notice the quiet promise inside those words. Strength is renewed, not forced, not rushed, renewed, like something that returns slowly, like something that grows again over time. God understands the pace of the human heart. He does not demand that trust be rebuilt overnight. He walks with us while it grows again. There are moments in life when you begin to notice this quiet rebuilding. Sometimes it appears in the smallest ways. Maybe one day you realize that the weight you were carrying feels just a little lighter. Or you notice that a situation that once overwhelmed you now feels slightly easier to hold. Not because everything is resolved, but because something inside you has grown stronger. I remember a season when I felt emotionally tired in ways I could not fully explain. Nothing had happened that day, but the accumulation of many difficult moments had quietly worn down my strength. For a few moments, I stopped trying to solve anything. I stopped trying to understand everything. And in that quiet moment, I felt a small sense of steadiness return. Nothing around me had changed, but something inside me had softened. That is how strength returns, quietly, without announcement, through small moments of rest, through small reminders that we are not walking alone. Trust grows in these kinds of moments, not through pressure, but through presence. God does not wait for us to become strong before He walks beside us. He meets us in the middle, in the tired days, in the uncertain places, in the quiet spaces where we are still learning how to trust again. If you find yourself in that middle place today, you are not behind. You are not failing. You are simply walking through the part of the journey where roots grow deeper, where trust begins to steady itself again. You may not always see the growth right away, but it is happening. Each time you keep going, each time you remain open to God's presence, each time you allow yourself to rest instead of forcing strength, something inside you is being renewed. So today, there is no need to measure your progress, no need to rush the process. Just notice the quiet ways God is holding you steady. Notice the strength that continues forming even if it feels small. Trust often grows in ways we cannot see yet, but God sees it, and He walks patiently beside every step. May you move through this day gently. May you remember that trust does not have to rush. God is steady, and you are still being held. Until next time, this is Avery.